The book of John in chapter 5 is very powerful. It talks about the Pool of Bethesda, and there's some really critical parts in it. I'm not sure how many of them I'm going to touch on, but the main thing that I wanted to talk about was there in John chapter 5, it says that people gathered around the Pool of Bethesda to jump into the pool when the waters were stirred. And they said that the waters were stirred when an angel would come down and touch the water. So it sounds a bit unusual. It sounds almost like a fairy tale. It's a little confusing if you're a Christian, because it seems a little inconsistent with what you know of Jesus and what you know of God. I've read a couple of different commentaries on it, a couple of scholarly reviews, if you will. And what they have shared, and the one that I like the most, the point that they made is that it is exactly that. It's that an angel coming down and touching the pool at the Pool of Bethesda is not consistent with the character or characteristics of God and Jesus. The primary reason is that it says those who get into the pool first after the waters have been stirred will be healed. That would be partial to the people who are able to make it there first. And we know from Scripture that God is impartial in His healing. And that's the other part. The other part is that God does not heal for the sake of healing. We know that signs and wonders point us back to the gospel and the power of Jesus Christ and the person of Jesus Christ. Healing is not meant to be done in and of itself. It's not meant to be, oh, I'm healed, this healing is great. No, I'm healed, this God is great. So that is the point of healing. Those are the two primary points that I read where I felt like, okay, that makes more sense. Maybe more than likely what the Bible is simply doing is reporting what the people believed to be going on and what the people believed was the power of the Pool of Bethesda. So this is what I thought. This is a really cool thought. When the authentic meets the counterfeit, we can determine what's actually real. And so later on in John chapter 5, Jesus walks up to the man who's been sitting there for 38 years and He heals him. The man had been there for 38 years, and it doesn't say if he had tried to get into the water, or maybe he had gotten into the water. Maybe he had even gotten to the water first, like it says, if you get in there first, then you'll be healed. Well, maybe he had done that and he still wasn't healed, and he was still waiting to do it every time for that healing to come. But what we know is that Jesus is real. Jesus touched him and he was healed. So when the authentic, when the real deal meets the counterfeit or the fake, we know what is real. And Jesus made Himself to be the real deal. He showed Himself to be the real deal. The other part of this scripture that's very impactful for me is that the man had been there for 38 years. 38 years is such a long time. How many of us have gone maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 years and we're just so disappointed that God couldn't heal whatever it was, our emotional issue, our mental issue, our physical issue, but this man had waited for 38 years and God came. How long are you willing to wait upon the Lord? How long are you willing to pray? How long are you willing to seek? Because God is coming. He's real. He's not fake. He's authentic. His healing is coming.